Welcome back. Welcome back. Tonight, we're talking about something we all do, but maybe don't think about enough. Sleep. We have an amazing expert here to answer the one question I have every single morning. Why do we have to sleep? Seriously, why?
Well, that's the big question. And the honest scientific answer is, we're not entirely sure.
What? You're telling me science doesn't know why I need my 8 hours or, my 4 hours on a good night?
We know what it does for us. It helps with memory. It regenerates cells. But the fundamental reason why it's absolutely mandatory is still a bit of a mystery. We just know one thing for certain. If you don't sleep, you die.
Okay, that's direct. That is very direct. So it's more important than food.
In the short term, yes. You can survive for over a week without food if you have water. But try going without sleep for more than 3 or 4 days. It becomes incredibly dangerous.
Has anyone actually tried that? For science or just for a really wild weekend in Vegas?
There's a famous Guinness World Record. A high school student named Randy Gardner stayed awake for 11 days.
11 days? As a teenager? I could barely stay awake through algebra class.
By the end, he couldn't even tell you if he wanted to continue the experiment or not. His brain function was severely impaired.
What did he say it felt like?
He described it as feeling like someone was scraping his brain with sandpaper.
Oh, I feel that in my soul right now. That's horrifying.
It was so dangerous that Guinness actually stopped accepting records for sleep deprivation. They decided it's just too risky to encourage.
Wow, when Guinness says don't do this, you know it's serious. So, this is a human problem. Do animals have it all figured out?
Well, all animals sleep. Insects, birds, whales, all of them. But they don't all sleep like we do.
How so?
Humans shut down completely. Both sides of our brain go to sleep at the same time. But some animals can sleep with half a brain.
Half a brain? You mean literally?
Yes, literally. Whales and dolphins do it, and so do birds, which is fascinating to watch.
Wait, birds? How does that even work?
A bird can close one eye, and the opposite side of its brain will go to sleep. So its right eye is closed, and its left brain is sleeping. But its left eye is open, and its right brain is awake and alert.
That is the coolest party trick I have ever heard. So they're always a little bit awake?
Exactly. You can see it when they're perched on a branch in a row. The two birds on the ends will keep their outer eye open. They're acting as lookouts.
They're acting guard. So the bird on the far right has its left eye open, and the bird on the far left has its right eye open.
Precisely. And the lucky birds in the middle, they get to close both eyes and sleep soundly.
I want to be a middle bird. That sounds like the best deal in the animal kingdom. But what about the poor guards? Don't they get tired?
They do. So after a while, they just turn around. They literally pivot their bodies 180 degrees to switch which eye is open and which side of the brain gets to rest.
That is brilliant and hilarious. So how does our body know when to do this? How does it know, okay, sun's down, time to shut it down?
We all have an internal clock. It's called our circadian rhythm.
The body clock? I've heard of that.
Scientists proved it exists by putting people in deep caves. No sunlight, no clocks, no external cues at all.
You just lock someone in a cave? Sounds like my kind of vacation, honestly.
They told them to just eat, sleep, and wake up whenever they felt like it. And their bodies naturally fell into a cycle that was roughly 24 hours long.
So there's a timer inside us.
Exactly. The scientists who figured out the mechanism for this actually won a Nobel Prize in 2017.
A Nobel Prize for a body clock? How does it work?
To put it simply, it's all about genes and proteins. A specific gene produces a protein.
Okay, I'm with you.
When the protein level gets high enough, it actually goes back and blocks the gene from making more. It's a negative feedback loop.
So the protein basically says, okay, that's enough of me.
Yes. Then the protein level drops, which allows the gene to start up again. This constant rise and fall is what keeps the 24-hour time.
That is so cool. Our bodies are running their own little program. But what if your program is different? I'm talking about morning people versus, well, everyone else?
That's a real biological difference. You have morning larks and night owls, and it's largely genetic.
I knew it. It's not my fault I can't function before 10 a.m. The whole world feels like it was designed by morning people.
It was. Our 9-to-5 society is very much built around the morning lark's schedule. It can be genuinely difficult for night owls.
There's a joke I read. What's the only thing morning people are better at than night owls? Getting up early to tell everyone how great they are.
There's some truth to that. One study cheekily suggested that morning people just get up first and set all the rules.
I knew it. This is a conspiracy.
In a way, standardizing time was a major shift in society. Before clock towers were common in towns, time was much more fluid. People would say, let's meet in the afternoon. Now we say, let's meet at 2:15 p.m.
So the clock tower is the villain in my story. It's all starting to make sense. Okay, let's get a little deep for a second. I've heard some wild stuff connecting sleep to mythology, even to death.
That's a very old connection. In Greek mythology, the god of sleep is named Hypnos.
Hypnos, like hypnosis, got it.
And Hypnos has a twin brother. His name is Thanatos.
And Thanatos is the god of...
The god of death.
Whoa! Sleep and death are twin brothers. That is both creepy and incredibly cool.
They were said to live in a dark cave where no light ever reached, and around it flowed the river Lethe, the river of forgetfulness.
Because when you sleep, you forget. And when you die, you forget everything. This is blowing my mind right now.
And it gets even more direct. In paintings, Hypnos is often shown holding a flower.
What kind of flower?
The opium poppy.
No way.
The flower that gives us opium and morphine.
Wait, the name, morphine, is it related?
It's named after another god in that family, Morpheus, the god of dreams.
Of course it is. This is all connected. Sleep, dreams, death, mythology. I will never think about just going to bed the same way again. It's not just about being tired. It's this epic, mysterious, and incredibly important part of being alive. This has been absolutely fascinating. From now on, I'm not just tired. I'm preparing to meet the twin brother of death. That's my new excuse for everything. You have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for blowing our minds tonight. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Braincast after this.